Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome into Citadel Day More. So today I'm going to be talking about two things that I think every new player to Black Ops 6 Zombies needs to be able to learn, every new player to round-based zombies for that matter. Two of the most important things that you need to learn in order to get better at this game. And I'm going to try to keep this video under 10 minutes for you and just show you some very specific circumstances here and things that you need to do, learn, and practice to get better at this. And if you're a grizzled pro at this game, well, I want you to stick around too. Watch, some of the things that I teach, and definitely leave some of your own best advice down in the comments to help out these newer players and to help them get better here at Black Ops 6 Zombies. So we are here in the spawn room on Citadel Day More. This is round one, and what I'm doing right here is called training. So as we just move around the map here, the zombies are naturally going to just follow in our path. They're going to follow after us, and we can train them into tight little groups that we can kill off very, very easily. Now, I'm not going to go over all the basics. I'm not going over salvage, power-ups, all of those things. I'm going to assume that you know the absolute basics with this video. This is just about ways to get you better, and that is through zombie training and resource management in the early rounds. So by early rounds, I mean like rounds 1 through maybe like 25, round 30 or so, where your resources are much more tight here in Black Ops 6, and how much essence you spend really does matter. And speaking of resource management, right here we have a nuke. Do not hit those in these early rounds. Never, ever, ever hit a nuke until you kill off the last zombies in the round. So now I have no more zombies left. Now I'll hit the nuke and I'll get that extra 400 points without killing off the zombies, which I so critically need that headshot essence on. And of course, always make sure you're hitting the zombie heads. That's where you're going to get the most essence and be able to have the most resources available to you in the game, because you're going to have more essence. And when you hit those nukes, you only get 400 points, whether there's one zombie on the map or 50 zombies on the map. You're only getting 400 points when you hit that nuke. So do not hit those in the early rounds. These early rounds right here are a perfect place for you to start practicing all of your training skills, because these training skills are the same ones that you're going to use in higher rounds. Of just going to be a little bit harder in those higher rounds, because the zombies are going to be moving faster, they're going to have a stronger hitting range, and they're going to hit a little bit harder whenever they hit. But learning how to do all of this in the early rounds, so make sure you're practicing all of the time. Even if you are just in round 4, make sure you're practicing training your zombies just like this, getting them in nice tight little bunches, because this also helps with resources. You're going to have to buy less ammo because you're able to kill off your entire horde in less shots, which ultimately is going to make your life that much easier as well whenever you're trying to get Pack-a-Punch open, get your first Pack-a-Punch, get your armor and everything upgraded. It's going to help a ton. But when you're practicing, when you're just learning, it's really important that you do it here in the early rounds as well. So as mentioned, you want to spend your resources early on in the game very wisely. And I wanted you to first start focusing on your weapon. Maybe get yourself to pack 1, get yourself to at least blue rarity as quickly as possible with your salvage and your points. Go ahead and just get that gun upgraded as quickly as possible. If you stay ahead with your weapon, it's going to be easier to kill zombies, which is going to make everything easier. And you're also going to focus the other part of your resources on yourself, meaning first thing, perk that you should always buy 100% of the time, especially when you are newer to zombies, is Juggernog. You need that extra health. Go ahead, grab the Juggernog, and the next thing that we're going to want to get is this 2-plate vest here, which costs 4,000 essence. So we're going to go ahead and wait until we have 4,000 essence, and then we're going to go ahead and buy a 2-plate vest. But as you start doing all of your training in the more open areas, then once you start getting pretty good at that, then I want you to start moving into some more narrow places. Maybe like this night room in here is got a little bit of openness to it, a little bit of room to work around. But let's get that crawler out of here, because he's just going to be annoying. But it's also, a little bit more tighter. So this is where you're trying to hone in your skills as a zombie trainer. Once you've gotten okay at all the open round and you don't really have to worry about anything, well, then start training them up in tighter places. But you can see how much longer it's going to take to go through all of these zombies if I'm just running around and I'm killing them as they kind of spawn in here like this. It's very inefficient. I'm wasting a lot of ammunition. It takes a lot of time. Whereas if I just took, maybe 15-20 seconds here and just kind of did a couple of well-executed laps. And now we're going to bring all of our zombies up this narrow path right here. So now they're all just trained up on this nice little narrow little path. Now you can do this in much tighter spaces as well if you want, but as long as all of your zombies are spawned in and you don't have to worry about any more spawning behind your back, then go ahead and funnel them through a nice tight area and you will kill them so incredibly quickly. That is called funneling, and that really comes in handy in the high rounds. Now, the only perks that I ever want to see you buying this early in the game, and I want you to buy them in this particular order, is Juggernog first, Quick Revive second, and Speed Cola third and or second. I guess you can flop Speed Cola into second, but we can do strategies like this, like we're running around in circles, but we can also do the double back just like that. And look how tight that makes that horde right there. And then we can just kind of keep running in little crescents right here and just do another little double back. These are all great things that you can do to keep your zombies nice, clean, and in order. And look how very few resources and a very little time it took to actually kill that entire round's worth of zombies, just because we spent the time and we did the training. And then again, we're going to go ahead and employ that funneling tactic right in through this doorway right here, and we're just gonna funnel this entire horde right into this doorway, nice and easy. Now we got ourselves stuck in a tight little room here, and it's round 14, so there's more zombies. They're a little bit faster, they hit a little bit harder, and this is where a lot of people start to struggle at round-based zombies. Black Ops 6 zombies in general is once you start getting to about these rounds where it's still not overly difficult, there are a lot more zombies on the map, and they do move a little bit faster, they hit a little bit harder. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to funnel them into this tight little area. You need to make sure that you are familiar with the area in which you are doing your training, because if you're coming around here and you think that you're going to go this way, but you run into this box right here, you run into this and then you get swarmed by zombies, well, you are going to die there. So as you start to learn maps, train in a couple areas, and then maybe in an early game another time, start training in a different area of the map and see if that is going to be a good place for you overall to train. Okay, so round 16, your first elite zombie is going to spawn in no matter what map you're on. If you're on Liberty Falls, it's going to be an Abomination. If you're on the other two maps here, Terminus or Citadel, it's going to be this Amalgam, and you're going to want to deal with him as quickly as you can. So to deal with the Amalgams here, you want to hit those glowing yellow spots there. That are the critical spots there for them. I would recommend just killing a few of the zombies here and there while you're trying to focus fire on the Amalgam, just like we did right through there, and that way you're able to get rid of that Amalgam as quickly as possible. And then again, focus on our resources on ourselves. We're going to go ahead and get a 3-plate vest. Now, there are some perks as well that can help you with training. The two biggest ones here are Stamina Up and PhD Slider. So you're going to be able to move faster with the Stamina Up, which is nice, and PhD, if you got the right augments here, well, whenever you have this random zombie that's just kind of in your way, well, you can just slide into him, knock him out of your way, kill him, and that just helps with your training to get you into tighter and tighter bunches. Okay, so here we are, round 27. We have an Amalgam that is spawning in. So whenever you have an elite, those do not count toward the zombie numbers for the round. So if you leave the elite alive, it's going to stay alive from round to round to round. So you kind of got to be careful with that. But there are some things that I want to show you as you get to these mid to higher rounds here. And that is specifically this. So we're going to go ahead and train up all of these zombies that spawn in here, including our elite, get them in a nice tight little pack as best that I can. Now I'm going to kind of use this crescent half shape. I'm just going to keep going back and forth right along through here, just kind of like you're mowing grass in a way. And we're just going to get them in a nice tight bunch. And then I'm going to go ahead and just tear into this horde of zombies. And then look at this. Look at this. There are more zombies spawning. That is because there is a cap of roughly about 50 zombies that can spawn on the map at any given time. So as you get to these higher rounds here, you need to be aware of this. So as you're training, as you're getting your initial horde of zombies, always kill one or two here and there. So let's kill a couple more, and then we're going to keep on moving. We're going to keep on training. We're going to see if more spawn. So more zombies are still spawning here. So if we kill a couple of more here and just keep kind of doing that until you see that the zombie spawns have ceased. And once all of the zombie spawns are done, once all of the zombies have spawned in, you can see they're still spawning, because now you have to be careful. If you still have zombie spawns left for your particular round, well, they can spawn behind you, and it makes tactics like funneling your zombies here extremely dangerous, because you could get zombies that are then coming up behind you as well. which we'll see if one happens to do here. No, looks like we got all of our zombies here. But if you start funneling zombies and you still have zombies left to kill in your round, well, you are going to be in trouble because you are just going to get sandwiched by your spawning zombies and your trained horde of zombies in that nice tight little space that you were funneling them through so you could kill them easier. So you got to be very mindful and very careful of that. Focus your fire in on your specials, which on this map is the Doppelgast. Get the Doppelgast out of there as quickly as possible. Get your elites out of there as quickly as possible, and then just train up the zombies. Kill one or two here and there until they all stop spawning in and you have all of your zombies there. And the higher rounds you go, the longer that is going to take. The longer it's going to take to kill a few zombies, wait for them to spawn in, kill a few, wait for them to spawn in. But that is how you keep them under control and how you keep yourself alive in high rounds. Now, you certainly don't have to play this game at high rounds, but that is just a way that you can do it. And you need to practice right from the beginning. From round one, I need you in the game. I need you practicing all of the kind of techniques that we went over. And I know that it really isn't much, but just kind of seeing it in action sometimes can really help while somebody talks about it, explains it. But the only thing that's going to help you get better is for you to get out there, practice, do it. Check the comment section. Hopefully some people left some really awesome tips for you as well. And that's going to do it here for me. My name is Cole Whip, and I'm out.